Good morning. Welcome to Thursday Thought with Priscilla Wilkinson. On yesterday, I had to go to the dentist. And I'm very good about going to the dentist when I'm supposed to. I never miss my checkups. I go twice a year faithfully. But I have not always been that way. When I was 18 years old, I had to have my wisdom teeth pulled. It was one of the most painful things I ever went through. And I remember it like it was yesterday. So for many years, I would not go to a dentist. I would have a toothache. I didn't care what was happening. I'd pop some Advil or something, but I would not go to a dentist for many years. Well, as you can imagine, as time went on, that pain in my teeth got so bad that finally I had to break down and go to the dentist. And of course, the first thing he said after, examining me was, "Mrs. Wilkinson, it's been a long time since you've been to a dentist, hasn't it?" So I have to shake my head, yes. He said, if you had came in when you first felt the first pain, this would not be so bad for you. But because I waited, guess what? I had to have treatments that were very expensive. I had to go many, many times to get this situation corrected. If I had just went when the pain first, I would have avoided so much. But I was afraid and I didn't want to deal with the pain. So I avoided the dentist, and there was a high price to pay because to this day, I still have to pay quite a bit for dental work because I avoided the dentist when I was younger. So life is like that, isn't it? We try at all costs to avoid pain. But do you not understand or do you not realize that God allows pain in our lives to grow us, to stretch us, to discipline us, right? And if we deal with that pain right there, then it is so much less to deal with in the future. As a matter of fact, if we deal with it now, then we don't have to worry about it for the future. If we trust God with our pain, with our problems, with our situations, they won't grow and get bigger. But we try to avoid them. We have problems in our marriages and relationships, and we act like we don't see the change in our spouse. But you see it, but you don't want to deal with it. You don't want to go through whatever it will take to make that thing right. So you ignore it. You see what's going on with your child. You know something's not quite right, but you don't want to deal with it. So you ignore it. You don't want to deal with the pain. That is not the solution. We have to understand something. That pain, there is a reason we have pain, and pain should help us to understand that something is not right. Something needs to be dealt with. And instead of running from it, instead of being fearful, we need to face it. And we need to ask God to help us to walk through it, to deal with it right then, right? Let me read Hebrews 12:11 to you. It says, "No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it." If we allow our pain to train us, if we learn to deal with problems right then, right when we're faced with them, and oftentimes while that problem is still small, then it is going to discipline us and we're going to grow from it. It says we will grow in righteousness. But if we don't deal with it, if we try to avoid it, it will just fester and it will grow. And you will end up with a bigger problem than ever. And that's what happened with me, remember? So when I started going back to the dentist because I had avoided the smaller pain, I was afraid. Then by the time I decide I'm going to deal with it, I had a bigger problem than ever. Saints, I want to encourage you to deal with your problems, deal with your issues. Don't put your head in the sand. Don't avoid them, but face them straight on. Face them straight on. Someone once said, fear has two meanings. One is forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours. What are you going to do today? Are you going to face your fears? Are you going to face the pain? Are you going to face the problems? Don't run from them. Deal with them straight on. God is on your side. He will help deliver you. Trust Him. Deal with your pain today. Have a blessed, blessed day.